Hi moms and dads. One of the big milestones in baby's life comes when they start solid foods. Well, Jessica Hartshorn from American Baby Magazine is here today with all the details about how and when to start and some great products that'll make the mealtime easier. So glad to have you back.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. Now tell us, we'll start with the basics, the food basics. When is the right time, at what age should you introduce solid foods?
There's a sort of, it's actually a pretty big window between 4 and 6 months. So you'll go to the 4-month pediatrician checkup and they'll say sometime, before your next appointment, you can start solids. It's up to you to be looking for signs that your child's ready. They have to be able to sit up and hold their head up. You want them to be able to sit up in a high chair or something like a bumbo seat. And they should show interest in food. If they watch you eat, and look so interested in it, some curiosity as to what it is you're doing, and they want to mimic you. Those are all good signs that your child's ready to start taking that first spoonful.
And you shouldn't necessarily base it on their weight, because even if they're thin, it doesn't mean they're ready to start eating more.
Because you know what, they don't actually get a lot of calories from the solid food in the beginning. It's still the breast milk or the formula that the calories are coming from. But what you're doing between 4 and 6 months is just teaching them to eat, is teaching them to what it feels like to have a spoon in their mouth, what it feels like to swallow. You're waiting for them to have the tongue control to push the food back in their mouth.
Okay, and I know a lot of moms start with cereal, but does that necessarily have to be your first solid?
Yeah, apparently not. I always thought too that
Me too.
You have to start with cereal mixed with formula or breast milk. But now they're saying, you know what, you can start with a pureed meat even if you wanted to.
Really?
The key is to look for something that has iron in it, because breast milk doesn't have a lot of iron after a couple months, and even formula is not always as iron fortified as it could be. Babies need iron. Right. Cereal is always fortified with iron. That's one reason they always said to start with cereal. If you start them on vegetables early, they'll think vegetables are what you eat, and you can start them with wheat bread instead of white bread. That's what they'll eat. Introducing those adult foods very early in life is what gives you a taste for all kinds of things. And so it's really important to give them spices, give them what you're eating.
So now, when do you feed them? Because some moms set up a feeding schedule. I know that's what I did, but I'm not saying it's necessarily right. Or do you feed them when you think they're hungry on demand?
I'd still say milk on demand, up until 9 months, when they start drinking a little less milk and a little more solids. You're starting a ritual with solid foods between 4 and 6 months, and you want to sit them down when the rest of the family is sitting down, at dinner time or breakfast time. So they're watching you eat, and you're including them in the ritual that is mealtime. That's an important routine to start, too, eating at certain times of the day. And up by the first birthday, they should be sitting down at all 3 meals with you. And by the first birthday, too, they're drinking significantly less milk and getting more calories from food. That balance sort of tips somewhere between 9 months and 12 months.
And sometimes it takes a while for a baby or a child to accept a certain food, like broccoli or like peas.
Right.
You sometimes have to try a few times,
over
right?
And
How
over
often
and over.
should you try?
They used to say, like, always try 3 times, and then it was always try at least 8 times. And now they're like, listen, you got to try like 15 times to get them to taste some things.
Oh my gosh.
But the point is, especially if it's something that you eat a lot,
right,
just always have it on the table. Always offer it. Maybe they'll put it in their mouth and spit it back out. But eventually, they're gonna try it, and they'll probably like it more than they think they would.
We try the no thank you bite. They have to take one little bite. They often find out they really like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've brought some products that'll help make mealtime a little bit easier. Let's start down here with these really cute plates.
Just make it more helpful. This is Even Flow has a whole line now of feeding things that are meant to help you as a parent too, because you know what, this little cup is a portion size for a child.
That's it? Just what's in there?
All they need to eat is that cup full of chicken, and that's a portion for them. You have to remember their stomachs are so small.
Oh my gosh. So fruits and vegetables, proteins.
So if you want to load up their plate with some apples, some rice, and some chicken, it's like that's all they need. That is a full meal.
Okay, another great plate made of corn here, and you've also got some utensils.
Yeah, these are a giggle. They're cute. Anything that gets a kid excited about eating. Exactly. I think these look like little animals. Some first drinks, just to let you know too, you can go beyond milk. This is a yogurt juice that has all kinds of calcium and all kinds of bibs.
These are important.
I feel like there's a lot of personal opinion with bibs. Some people like ones that are made of cloth that you keep throwing in the wash. Some people like the plastic ones you can wash in the sink. The crumb catchers are really good until they get too many crumbs, and then they're a little
peas stuck in there, and you just have to wash them.
Right. This one goes all the way up to the baby's neck if you've got a kid who gets all the stuff in the creases of their neck.
Pretty much a personal preference.
Personal preference.
Okay, find the high chair that we have.
Yeah, this is a Fisher-Price really pretty one called the Dreamsicle high chair. It turns into a booster seat. The important thing is that you pull it up to the table, that the child, even if they're in the high chair, is part of the dinner, and that it's one that's easy for you to wipe and clean, because you'll be cleaning it 3 times a day.
Oh, or even more. Jessica, thank you so much. Great advice for mealtime. And for more information about raising your baby, you can pick up a copy of American Baby Magazine. Thanks so much for watching Parents TV. We will see you again soon.